I just turned 35 July 6th, by the way. Alright, here we go. Let's start with some primer. So, basically, the whole entire reason I quit celebrating birthdays is because of my 30th birthday. And it surprisingly was not because I partied too hard. You guys want to hear what happened? Alright, cool. So, for my 30th birthday, wait, let me digress. We need to back up for a minute. First of all, I am like a 90s baby. 90s rock, 90s country, 90s pop, 90s hip hop, like 90s, early 2000s, like bread and butter, so to speak. Specifically, 90s country. But when I met my late mother-in-law, like, she was a freaking rocker. So we did all of the 90s rock. Like, this woman, we went and we saw Korn together. It was so much freaking fun, but like mosh pitting with my mother-in-law. Good Lord, I do love that woman. It's a story for another time though. Anyways, so I decided, since Candlebox was on tour with Three Doors Down at the time, and they had a break in Cincinnati on my birthday, Candlebox decided to play their 30th anniversary tour, and I knew somebody that could help me get some good seats, some good tickets. I took my friend that had cerebral palsy, and Bogarts is basically standing room only, like it's a cluster fluff, so to speak. I literally basically despise that venue. Anywho, so we decide we're going to go see Candlebox because we had great seats, all the stuff. So we get to Candlebox, we watch the opening act, we watch Candlebox for all of, like, I kid you not, maybe half an hour. And then we decide to go outside, which somebody who doesn't walk that well with CP in a freaking crowd full of people, and you can only go through the people to go outside, and then you have to come back through the people to go back the other way. So we're sitting outside, and I look at him, and I get this bright idea, because the exact same week is National Powwow in Danville, Indiana is key. Danville is key. Indiana is very key. Pickpocket that for later, okay? So we're outside, and I know that National Powwow was happening the day after my birthday. The gates actually opened July 6th on my birthday. So this is perfect. We should totally go. Like, Albury Girl the whole trip. All you gotta do is drive. And at this point, I was not even 2-3 drinks deep because I had spilled my rum and coke all over the floor. And I'll be damned if I was gonna even, like, attempt to get to the bar and get another one. So, after all 30 minutes of Candlebox, we decided to leave. But I know that this walk back to our car is going to be treacherous. Like, it's downtown. You have to walk blocks and miles to get where you need to go. And we were like 2-3 blocks away, okay? So we start heading out the exit. And I had noticed that these firemen were just about to leave this drunk girl that they had to bring some water to. Hydrate. Drink a liquid IV before you go out if you're not practiced. Now, at this point in the story, if a light bulb didn't go off in your head, I don't know what to tell you. Sure as hell didn't my little brain when we passed those firemen. So I turned my little tipsy butt right around and walked up to them. Hi, excuse me. They're looking at me like, hi. And I proceed to open my big, loud mouth. And I'm like, well, we're ready to leave. I guess I wasn't that tipsy because of what happened next. I'm like, well, we're ready to leave, but my friend here has cerebral palsy. He doesn't walk that well. He's really tired. Is there any way you can give us a ride in the fire truck? Well, I'll be darned. They mustn't have had anything better to do at the moment. Because sure as beans, these lovely Cincinnati firemen said sure. Then my next thought was, how's Chris gonna get up in this fire truck thing? Silly Mooski. Fireman carry. So indeed, these firemen picked this man up and put him in the front seat and drove us 2 blocks down to our car. Which would have been a great story, but it's not over yet, because then Chris left his keys in the fire truck and they couldn't turn around easily, so they had to do a couple of laps to get back to us. Alright, so we're at the point in the story now where we're finally ready to head to Indiana. Buckle up, bitches, because when I tell you, you're gonna want to strangle him too. So it's like maybe 2 hours away, 2.5 hours away from where we are in Danville, Indiana. and I'm in the car and I see the signs for Kentucky, but we're in Cincinnati, so it doesn't really faze me. I thought that we were going to cut through Kentucky and head on over to Indiana. Oh boy, was I wrong. I was cuddled up with my friend Mary Jane at the time, so paid attention. I did not. I fell asleep while Chris was driving. My bad. Because when I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning, guess where I was? Come to, wake up, roll the car seat on my eyes. I look over at Chris in the driver's seat, and I'm like, hey, are we here? He looks at me and goes, well, kind of. I said, Chris, what do you mean, kind of? Well, Miss good news and bad news. Okay. Good news is if we leave right now, literally right now, we can be there in 3-4 hours, and we'll make it by 6 a.m. My mind at this point, cannot compute. What? We were in Danville, though. Fret you not. However, the Danville we were in was in drove all the way to Kentucky. Deep into Kentucky, and had no idea that we weren't even remotely in the right direction or state. So he's like, what are you going to do? Get back on the road? When I tell you, I whipped out my debit card so freaking fast, I said no. He goes, you want to split a room? No, I am getting me a room. I am also getting you a room. And I don't want to see you till 7 a.m. tomorrow. That's all. Goodbye, good night. And that's the end of my story. Okay, bye.